So, when I'm browsing LinkedIn, the question I most get is how do you get a job in data science? Well, first of all, you don't need a PhD necessarily. They certainly help, but it's not necessary to get started. A lot of it you can learn on the job, but to get started, you do need to have more than just a bachelor's degree. But a bachelor's degree is an absolute must. So, this image, basic understanding of things that you're going to be going into, and those you'll need to understand all of those to various levels of expertise. So, step one is your education. What does this mean? Well, first, you need your bachelor's degree. If you don't have your bachelor's degree, stop watching this video, finish college, watch this again. Okay, you have your bachelor's degree, and now you majored in the science type discipline, and now you're wanting to go into the field. So then, the first thing you're going to learn, and you should learn a good chunk of this in college, is statistics and calculus. If you're not comfortable with either of these to a baccalaureate level, you're not going to do very well. But you know how to do a regression, you know how to do a derivative, you know how to calculate an integral. That means you're ready for the next step, programming. So first you need to choose a language. Python and R are the two most popular, though Python's becoming more and more popular as time goes on with the expansion of pandas. And so become really good at that and learn data science libraries. sklearn, NumPy, pandas, and there are others that are more specific for particular disciplines. You'll do research, you'll find what you need. Most of it you will learn on the job. That's just a fact. Even if you have a PhD, you're still going to learn a lot on the job because that's the nature of an expanding, growing field. Things that you learn in the beginning might not be relevant in 5 years. Things change, things improve. Also, data storage, SQL is the most popular way. Almost every company uses it. You need to know how to use SQL. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to learn. Once you know one version, learning others is pretty straightforward as long as you have the documentation. If you don't have the documentation for some strange version and they're not clear about that, then you're up a creek without a paddle. But assuming you know Python or R, and you know SQL, and you know what version your company is using, then you have enough to get started. So the types of tools you'll need to learn in your language are how to do these 5 tools: regression and classifiers, clustering, neural networks, and support vector machines. The sklearn library is a really good place to start. It has all of these. There are several other, if you're going the Python route. There are other libraries as well, but that will get you started, and you'll be ready to start working at an entry-level job if you master these 5, you know your languages, and you're good at them. Just saying, oh, I know how to do a regression is like, cool. You need to have proof, though. So your second step after you've finished your education, probably through a boot camp, is you need to showcase what you've done. I prefer GitLab to GitHub. It offers you free private repositories, which GitHub does not. It has many other features which you can delve into, which GitHub lacks. I think, so start a GitLab account. You'll learn how to use Git, of course. It's very easy to learn. And then you'll get moving. And that's something you can show to your potential managers and who will be hiring you. Step 3, you've got your education, you have your you also need to write a portfolio to showcase your writing skills. Because if you can't write, it doesn't matter how good you are at mathematics. Writing is a crucial skill. You've got all that in place. You have your education, you have your GitLab account, you have your portfolio set up. Now you need to network. LinkedIn is the place recruiters look. Make sure you have a good-looking LinkedIn profile and use it. Just having a good-looking profile isn't enough. You also need to connect with people. When you're starting your job hunt, as soon as you decide what you want to do, go add people. Even if you don't know them, that's okay. Because that's how you're going to find a job. Some people are like, oh, I only have people I know on LinkedIn. You will be unemployed. It is a fact. I was looking for a job for 6 months before I started to add people to LinkedIn, just without discrimination. And if I had been like, oh, I'm going to be really picky about who I pick, I would not have found my most valuable connections who offered me jobs. And adding more people means more people can like and see your stuff, and the way their algorithm works, to the best of what I can understand, because I think it changed recently, itchy guy, anyways, is that the more people engage with your content, the more likely it will be seen by the people who might hire you. So, you need a LinkedIn. Make a routine in your day. Add people to LinkedIn in your field, in data science, in a related field you want, like if you're going to finance, add financial people. If you're going to biology, add biologists. Doesn't matter. Add CEOs, anyone with director in their name, their title, anyone with manager in their name. Those people are super duper helpful. Those are the people who will help you get a job. Recruiters might, but the jobs I've gotten have all been through managers and CEOs. This can work. It takes a lot of time, however, because they get lots of requests. So you need to make sure you stand out. So you add them to your LinkedIn, and you're posting content daily, something interesting, ideally at least once a week, something you wrote, whether it be a YouTube tutorial, whether it be a blog post, whether it be a new portfolio, new folder in your GitLab. This can work. It takes some time. It's impossible to get this in a month. That's just not going to happen. But if you are persistent, it will work. One tool that I've used is Shapr, SHAPR. It's available for Android and iOS. If you don't have a smartphone, get one. You need it. As that's how you're going to be accessible to people, and you want to be accessible as much as possible. Shapr works like Tinder, but it's for networking. So you put down your interests, and it connects you with people who share your interests. You go to lunch with that person, and they might hire you. Hopefully they have their data ready to go, or they have things set up, and then you can get a job. Order business cards. Use a local print shop if you can. They always like being supported. They also can offer you better deals than what you can get online. And pass those out to people. Pass them out like candy. And it works. People add you on LinkedIn. People have your business card. Getting face-to-face at networking events and passing your business cards out to people. Have them if you go to church or something. If you're at school, have business cards to give people. You need them. Get them as soon as you decide this is what you want to do. Put data scientist in your head as your title, even if you don't have a position yet, so people will remember you. Put your LinkedIn URL, put your cell phone number, and your email. You want them to be able to call you on the spot, because if they have a job for you, it's worth it. Those three worked for me. And eventually you will get a job. You will be skilled. People will know you. People will like you, ideally. And then you'll get something. After all of that, there's another networking trick I left out, try it. And that brings on to the final things. If you cannot look things up on Google, choose a different career. If you cannot research, this is not the path for you. You need to be able to look things up yourself, because you're going to be doing that constantly. That was something I was taught in my boot camp, is they said you're basically becoming a professional Googler, and they weren't lying. As you're doing new things there's a spider in front of my camera, and you're learning new programs, doing new tasks, you're going to need libraries you haven't touched before. And that's okay. That's called science. That's called cutting edge. If you're just doing something that's already been done before, then you're not worth the 6 figures this career can offer you when you're established. So being able to Google and being able to use it effectively is as important as your education. I say fake it until you make it. I had a really bad habit of downplaying my experience. I did that for years. Don't do that. It hurts you. It hurt me. You need to always talk up your experience. Talk up what you've done. Not too far that you can't back it up, but really be honest, but do not downplay what you have done. Do not downplay any of your experience, because it's super important. Now, that people think you have to appear to be confident. You have to appear to be driven. If you're not, you are not going to get a job. That was my problem for a really long time. And that will serve you best. I put this down twice. If you don't know it, look it up, because it's super duper important. You are going to use libraries you did not cover in your class. You are going to need them. You are going to need to be able to look things up. Being able to Google well is a crucial skill. If you can't do that, pick a different career. Finally, always continue learning. Mathematics is a fascinating, expanding field. Things are changing and improving and expanding in all directions all the time. And you always need to continue to improve your coding skills, improve your mathematics skills, become better at understanding the algorithms you already use, be able to, if you can eventually write them out and do it from scratch, that's ideal. And that will make it so you're going to be more able to develop your own algorithms, something I'll probably do in the future. But always continue learning, always continue growing, learn your subject matter, learn more mathematics, learn more statistics, learn more programming, and you will be cutting edge. You will find your niche, you will find your specialty. That's when you'll find the job that you really want. So that's how I got my first data science job. I did this. And if you put your work into it, you get your BA, you get your coding skills, you get your math skills, you network as much as possible every day until you get a job. And even after you get a job, continue networking. You will get the job you want. You will have a good life. You will do amazing things, do good work. And it will work. Good luck.